What's good, y'all? Want to thank y'all, man, for tuning in to OG Suicide in the Building. Once again, stay tuned in, stay tapped in. But today, I got my loved one. Y'all been requesting this right here. And today, me and my loved one, DoKnow, is going to get it in.
OG Suicide in the Building is one of the best slogans ever made in forever. Because I feel like when I first got here, I was like, why are we saying that? And I'm like, oh, OG Suicide. And every time he walks in, I'm like, I was like, perfect slogan. How you doing, man?
It fit, man. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm okay. I'm living my dream. I'm healthy. I mean, there's a little issues with the health that we still haven't figured out, but it's good. I feel good. I'm in the gym. I'm eating better than I've ever ate before, drinking a lot of water. So I'm okay, man. I have a job. I'm consistent. I'm blessed. My family's okay, so I'm okay, man.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. That's good, man. I want to, you know me, I like to dive right in, man. I want to go into DoKnow growing up as a kid, man. How was it growing up in your household?
Man, it wasn't the best situation. It wasn't the richest situation. It wasn't the most emotionally great situation, but it was the most blessed situation is the way I could put it, to where, like, yeah, there wasn't a PS3 or a PSP every other day, or I could get what I want, or I had the nicest clothes, or there was always hot Cheetos. Like, it was just, man, it was good, bro. My mom did the best she can. And I guess when you're growing up, you understand to us it seems normal, but when you look at it, I was like, oh, maybe certain things weren't normal. You know what I mean? So, other than that, it was good, man. I have three beautiful older sisters that love me to death. We might fight, argue, and scream at each other.
But that's a part of being siblings.
But they definitely love me to death. We all have a great relationship. So, it was okay, man. It was okay. At a young age, me being the youngest and me being a guy, it definitely sucked a little bit, because I feel like when I was trying to, like, put my foot down, maybe as a man or just as, like, a young adult or a young man at the moment. I mean, I'm only like 23, 22. Because I turned 23 this year, you guys. So I'm no longer 22 forever. But,
there you go.
But it was definitely one of those things where it was like, it was kind of hard for them to take me serious because I was little, bro. But now I kind of have that position, so now it feels real good.
Was it like the age difference? Was it?
It's not. Well, yeah. With the oldest one, it's 9 years. So I guess that's a little difficult.
That for surely would be difficult. She like, I'm way old. I'm 9 years older.
Yeah,
than
like
you.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, as you're growing up and you see, my sister had a lot of emotional, just trouble kid. Maybe not emotional, because my parents loved her to death. My mom and my dad. When my dad was okay, and then bro, we'll get into that, but like, she definitely was just living life as a young adult, as a young woman, a young girl. So, you know, she did a lot of mistakes, ran away at a very young age. I seen her put my mom through a lot of things that I'm pretty sure that now they talk about it, maybe laugh, or every once in a while.
She was rebellious, rebellious back then.
She was big rebellion, huge, humongous, where, like, man, there was a period in time where she ran away for like 2 months between the age of 13, 14. Maybe between those ages, where, man, I would see my mom struggle emotionally, cry, because she missed her first daughter.
Worried about her child. It's your child.
And especially like a young lady, you know what I mean? As guys, we're allowed kind of to hold our own, even at the age of 13 or 14, where we're able, you know, but as a girl, I could only imagine what my mom was going through. We knew what was going on, but not too much. You know what I mean?
But y'all knew because she wasn't.
She wasn't around,
and
and my mom would look for her and stuff like that. So it was definitely crazy. But I was a baby. So that was happening when she was 13. I'm not too good at math, but I was like maybe around 4 or 5. So it was so it was definitely difficult for mom.
And then your older sisters, your two other sisters.
My two other sisters, they were okay, but they were still bad. The one that's closer to my age, she was never like in trouble with the law like that, but she was definitely like, just like, you know, we all talked back, and you know, we're definitely rebelling.
Typical rebellious. Yeah.
And then the middle one, she was pretty decent, but also got into some trouble a little bit, you know what I mean? But for the most part, my mom kind of had her struggles, her different type of struggles with each one of us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But the oldest one definitely was like, you know, fucking my mom had her pretty young, so it was they were kind of raising each other.
Okay. Yes.
Not too young, not where my mom was like 14, but
but she was young.
But my mom was definitely, I'm gonna say 16, 17 when she had my sister.
Okay.
So it was definitely
So they
like,
kind of grew up together.
yeah, and then it was, you know what I mean? It's just, it's different, bro. It's different. And but my mom did the best she can, and now we're blessed. We have all four of us, me and my three sisters, and all five of us. Me and my mom, my three sisters. We got like 30 group chats. We send each other memes.
That's tight.
And man, we have a dope relationship. We love each other to death, and I love them to death. And I've been raised around Roma my whole life, so I've definitely have a different perspective than a lot of people
and respect for them.
Yeah, but
what about you coming up though as a kid? Was you rebellious as well? Did you get like caught up in the street life or?
Not necessarily the street life, because I never gangbanged or anything, but definitely like just being a kid in LA, you kind of get involved into shit.
Yeah.
The first time of trouble I got kicked out of a lot of schools.
Okay. Fighting?
Like fighting, just talking shit. I've always been like a loud kid. Like,
okay.
Now when I look back at it, I'm like, those schools were kind of being a little like, you were over exaggerating when I was just making jokes in class and you sent me to the office and I got kicked out for like.
The class clown.
I was just a lot, and I'm at the moment, I'm like a big kid from my age. Like I was a bigger kid, so it was like it was always easier to point me out. You know what I mean? And I was loud. My voice has always been.
Like that attention, huh?
Yeah, and I was just clowning. Like that's just all I knew how to be. My voice is very distinct. Like I have like a raspy voice.
Yeah.
So a lot of things like that definitely played into part of me just being like center of attention. But I was definitely bad. I remember the first time like I got on probation was like from stealing a phone.
Okay.
And it was like one of those like baby probations, but then I never got out of that because then I started like getting bad grades, and then when I would go to like, you know, like you go to multiple checkups in school, and
they sent you to camp.
And I definitely went to camp.
You went to camp?
I went to camp. Camp was cool, man. It was a dope experience. I enjoyed my like. At the moment, I hated it, obviously, because I was like, oh, I want to go home.
You're away from home, yes.
Yeah, you know, but I did, the first situation I did was like 2 weeks in juvenile hall, and then I got house arrest, and then 2 weeks juvenile hall, then I got house arrest.
Where you was at LP? Central?
I was at Central. I was at Central, East Lake.
Okay.
Because I'm from like the downtown LA area.
Okay,
so we go to East Lake. So I was at East Lake.
They didn't put you in Lathrop Hall? The little military thing they had in Central?
Hell
Juvenile
no,
Hall, you remember
they
that?
had me in the room. That's probably a little older. I don't think they're probably, man, they're closing down.
That was like in the 80s.
Yeah, man, they're closing down the juvenile halls now, which is crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, one of the things I definitely like, I was like, juvenile hall, house arrest would come out, do 3 weeks again, come out, house arrest again, and then and then finally the camp programs, and then after that, just kind of in and out of juvenile hall. Okay. But I actually got shot on house arrest. And like while I was on house arrest, I got shot.
Yeah?
And that was like one of the craziest shits ever. Like the judge, like the whole courtroom kind of made fun of me. Like they just laughed and shit.
How you get shot on house arrest?
Yeah, like
they
dumbass.
making a joke. Huh?
Yeah, they definitely made a joke. But they
so
let
you
me
was
off.
At home or you was outside your house?
So I was like right in front of the building where I grew up.
Okay.
And fucking, and man, things happen, you know, when you grew up in Los Angeles. And I got shot. I thought I didn't get shot, but then I waited for like 2 hours and fucking and then I was like, nah, my foot still hurt. And then I called my girl at the moment. And I remember I remember when I got shot, like everybody was scattering, but we all ran back upstairs to my house. My homies took me upstairs, and then my mom kicked the homies out because she was mad. Like, get the fuck out of my house. My mom's never done that. My house has always been like the kick it house where all my homies just come and
But not that day. Mom said, beat it.
Yeah, she said, get the fuck out. She washed my foot. So I got shot like in between like my foot and like my big toe, which is weird.
Okay.
The bullet and the ricocheting. And I had sandals on. I had like my mom's chanclas on. I just went downstairs to go like chop it up. I forgot exactly what chanclas were they, but yeah, the bullet went through and it shot me like in my foot. It was weird, but like that happened, and then I remember my mom just washed my foot out, but my foot was getting swollen, but everybody just thought I like slammed my big toe real hard against the...
So it skinned it.
No, it's in there. The bullet's still in there. The bullet's still in there. Yeah, hell yeah. A couple little
fragments.
Fragments of there are still definitely in there. I feel it every once in a while, but I got used to it. Like the first couple months, I definitely would like stub my toe sometimes.
You feel numb sometimes?
Yes, or I kind of like
Cause I got shot in the leg right here before, and sometimes it feel numb.
that shit just goes to sleep a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'll be
that's
like,
what
oh,
it is,
I'll be forgetting. Sometimes I even even on hard floor like this, like I'll like tap like my big toe just to be like, oh, it's still in there. Okay, it's good. My toe's still there. I'm okay. But that was definitely a situation that at the moment I hated it because obviously nobody likes being in the hospital, and I don't like being injured where I can't run or go kick it like how comfortable how I want to. But
did they try to violate your probation by you getting shot?
What actually is like on the thing, I've always wondered, do they actually work as juveniles? Like if you're not there, do they track you exactly where you're at?
Oh yeah, it's gonna track.
Okay, it's gonna track. So
yeah.
I've always wondered, but like there was times where like I would lie to like my PO and be like, hey, I'm gonna go to church on Sundays because like a religious thing they can't say no to.
Yeah, they can't say no to that.
So I would just go kick it with my little girl at the moment, my little, you feel me, my little issue.
You went to church, all right?
Yeah,
Amen.
You know what I mean? I was getting some type of other blessing. You know what I'm saying? But I was wondering, like, I wonder if this is tracking me. But you know what I mean? But I mean, if it was, I was definitely at home.
Yeah.
I was in my building.
Yeah.
So like
it tracks for sure.
Yeah, so like I can't do nothing about that. Like what you want me to do? You know what I mean? So that ended up happening and fucking I mean the situation happened. My foot got shot, but they tried to violate me, but they kind of also felt bad. Like you know how you have your probation officer and then you have your CDP officer?
Yeah.
Like your so I mean that happened, but other than that it was cool, man. Like it wasn't nothing.
They let it go. They didn't trip.
Yeah, fuck it wasn't nothing too major. And they just cut off my, you know how you go to the office and they cut it off. They cut that shit off.
Done with it. Oh,
and I was okay. But they definitely were like, what happened? Because everybody thought I shot myself. But I was like, why would I fucking get a gun and just go, pow? Like,
exactly.
I've seen people make mistakes where they shoot their leg.
On accident.
Or even in their hand. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But like, me get a gun and just go like this, it sounds a little crazy. I'm pretty sure it happened. You know, there's crazy stories in the world. I know your story is one of the crazy ones.
Yes.
But I'm like, Dick, I don't.
It wasn't the foot though.
I'm like, yeah, it was in the foot. So, but that happened, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. It was in my foot. I'm not claiming to be like.
Then after all that, did you still out in the streets, or you was still?
I was definitely still kicking
doing your
it.
thing.
I was definitely kicking it.
You catch any serious cases or?
Nah, never.
That's
never.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Never nothing serious. There was always like graffiti and like fucking like maybe stealing. I stole like a phone or maybe fighting. Like but it was. I've never got to the extreme. God bless. I've always been like real level headed and and nothing
Mom's
too
held
crazy.
you down, held y'all down.
Yeah,
huh?
she held us down, but I just always been like a real cool fool. Like obviously there's people that don't like me, and if like certain thing gets to where I have to defend myself.
I mean, man, it was people didn't like Jesus. They crucified him.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
So you're not put on this earth to be liked by everybody. Everybody's not gonna like you. You know, that's just how life is. But through all this, man, like, where was Pops at?
Pops was in and out of my life, getting deported, drug addiction for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, you say in and out your life, so
like,
from like birth?
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously you don't really remember the first 2 years of your life. I don't think anybody does.
No.
Yeah, but, you know, my mom would tell me stories. He was definitely there. But my dad got addicted to drugs, I'm going to say either the year I was born, which is 2000, or maybe like a couple months before that.
Okay.
Where he started doing heavy drugs. It definitely broke her heart, but shit. I mean, they had me. So you know what I mean? They was, you know, my mom.
Something good came out of it.
You know what I mean?
All you and your sisters, all of y'all had the same father?
All same father.
Okay,
all same
cool,
dad.
cool.
We look. My sisters are like, well, except one of them, but my two older sisters, they look exactly like my dad's sisters. And then me and my, well, it's kind of like a good mixture. Like both my parents have real good genes, but we kind of look like a mixture of both of them. But my older sister looks exactly like my dad's sister.
Okay.
Like it's crazy. We got like hella Asian eyes, and it's like we're, you know what I mean? So that was definitely one of the things that was pointed out, where like we have like kind of pulled back eyes and stuff like that. So me and my sister and my tias definitely.
Was there a time, not to cut you off, was there a time that you remember, like Pops living in the same household with you?
Most definitely.
What was that like?
It was one thing, and I always say about this when I talk about like my dad, we never had a relationship. Was he a funny man? Yes. When he was he a very humble person? Most definitely. I've said the story before that my dad could have been smoked out the game, but if I remember, my mom told me a story where he got fucking he got all the blankets from the house and went to go give them to the homeless under the bridge.
He had a good heart. Regardless of what he did, he still had a
good heart. My dad made eggs, and he would scream out the balcony on Douglas and be like, "Whoever wants eggs, come to the house." You know what I mean?
Tight.
And he was just that type of person. But
why you think y'all didn't have a relationship? What kept y'all from having a relationship? Did you hold a grudge against him?
Nah, because at a young age, I just wanted a dad.
Okay.
You just want a dad, you know what I mean? But my dad was just it was the drugs on him. He was. There was periods where he was sober,
okay,
but it wasn't consistency or it wasn't long. And
was y'all cooler during those times?
It was cool. It was brief. You know what I mean? Okay. My dad worked a lot. My mom worked a lot. I was you know what I mean? So, but I was also young. So,
how old were you?
The last time I seen my dad, I was maybe around 12.
Okay.
12, 13.
And then he lived in the same house with y'all at this time?
House. He would So he would get deported a lot, come back. So I think my dad got deported between the age of 5 and 6.
Okay.
I can remember, and then he came back probably when I was 8, 9, and then got deported again and came back. It was just so much going on that I don't really remember the exciting time period. But there was times I remember one day he was just hella smoked out, and I always wonder why don't you sleep or even I've said this story before as well when. I think I called the homie a crackhead, an older homie, just laughing. And he was like, "Oh, but you're a crack baby." And I didn't understand at the moment.
So you were actually a crack baby? No, right?
Not my mom.
Because your mom didn't do drugs.
Yeah, no, but they just said it because of my dad.
Okay.
Your dad smokes. Yeah. They're that's why you got ADHD for you kids. They'd be like, his nut had too much crack in it. Just some stupid shit. Clowning between homies. But it was definitely something that I didn't realize till I got a little older. He would come straight from work and run straight to the bathroom. He'll be there for hours. And we would have to use the bathroom. My mom would go bang. She would get frustrated.
Have you ever OD'd?
Not that I know of. My mom did tell me a story once where he got a real bad trip. And he sat for 7 hours just telling himself that it wasn't real. And my mom said that she rubbed his back for about 7 hours and told him that everything was going to be okay. But he was having a real bad panic attack. I do remember also visiting him at Skid Row, bringing him Cup Noodles. So my dad definitely lived in Skid Row.
Oh, he lived on Skid Row?
Definitely lived on Skid Row. We talk about it. We say the stories I do remember. One time my dad was getting chased, screaming for his life.
Okay.
On Skid Row, and God bless, my mom's best friend actually found him and just heard him screaming. My mom's best friend would say that she heard a similar voice, a voice that he recognized.
Yes.
And he stopped, and it happened to be my dad.
Oh, wow.
And that happened. Yeah, man, a lot of things, bro. My dad and my sister also went through a lot. They were very close. They did a lot of stupid shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your older sister?
My older sister. She's daddy's girl, bro. That's
so they had a good relationship.
She saw sober him.
Okay.
She met him when he was okay. He probably did drugs, but maybe cocaine. But he was never an addict. He was a great dad. Loved them, hugged them, kissed them. My dad's a great father when he wasn't off drugs. And I could say that.
Did he embrace you?
No.
Okay.
My dad was definitely hella mean to me.
Why is that, you think?
Honestly,
was you disrespectful?
I mean, I definitely talk back, but so do your daughters.
Yeah.
I don't think he was it definitely felt like I was being singled out.
Okay. And you could tell. You felt it.
Yeah, I felt it. He was just he always put you're a guy card, you're a man, but I think about it, I'm like, damn, I wanted to be loved by you too, fool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm your son.
Definitely I think one time he was screaming at my mom because I got kicked out of another middle school. She's like, ooh, and then I think he was like, well, then you worry about your boy and I worry about my girls. And it was
that stuck with you, huh?
I mean, it stuck with me, but at the moment I was just mad that I had to go to a new middle school, so I didn't pay attention. But as I get older and I reflect and I reflect on my emotions, most definitely it was a crazy thing. Or I wanted to do stuff, and he was just, I can't remember a water polo game he went to. I grew up playing water polo. You know what I mean? One of the dope, I have 1 or 2 dope memories, maybe 3. actually that I kind of go with. One time we went to like the pool where I grew up playing water polo. It's only in the corner of the house, and we just went to go swim on some like dad and son shit, and it was like, but he was probably on drugs. He just happened to probably be sober that day or something. Who knows? But it was definitely.
But y'all still had a moment.
Yeah, we had like a cool moment.
Okay.
Even when he was when he was an addict, during my sister's like 15, 15 años vibes. You know, he had to be a dad and run around and like, and my dad was a functioning addict,
Okay.
which was crazy. Like, he'll be up all night but still go to work the next day.
Okay.
Which I don't know how the fuck he did that, but it was, ended up getting real bad in the end, like, which is where we lost him and shit. But one of the lessons he told me, he was like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And he told me to never do drugs. That's why I'm very I get why people do drugs, but I'm very anti it. I've never done cocaine.
Okay.
I've never popped a pill.
Okay.
I stopped smoking like at the age of 16, 17. I get hella drunk. That's my thing.
You drank.
I drank.
Alcohol. You make up for it. You make up for it with the alcohol.
But I've never sniffed a line in my life. Crystal, cocaine, pills, none of that. It's never.
Do you feel like because of seeing how your dad was, it kind of made you think twice?
Yeah, but just, I mean, because overall you were a piece of shit dad. You should have been there. You know what I mean? You should have been a.
You said he was in your life even though he was on drugs, he still was in your life at one point.
Yeah, but it's better you not being there.
Okay.
Because you were up. There was no lesson. You weren't bonding. You were. You know what I mean? You were disrespectful. You weren't, and I knew that's
he used
not
to treat
him.
you bad like that.
Not like it was just.
You didn't feel the love.
There was no connection, fool.
Okay.
Like I can't explain.
Okay.
I can't remember a day where he like grabbed me and like kissed me on my forehead. Like me and my mom have a dope relationship. Like my mom loves me to death.
Yes.
But my mom also held down the house. My mom also worked fucking 7 days a week as a house cleaner in Los Angeles, traveling on the bus, walking everywhere, having to go from downtown LA all the way to fucking Santa Monica, Brentwood, Beverly Hills on the bus. She's tired. She got to come back to 4 kids. We're all bad as shit. Nobody's listening.
Talking back.
We're talking back. We don't have good grades. She got to put food on my table. You have 3 daughters. The girls need pads. They need attention. They need like guidance. So my mom did her best. My mom never let any of us down.
Okay.
My mom, if we needed her, she was gonna be there.
Okay.
But obviously, work it took a lot of time, so we had to depend on a lot of our sisters. And my older
So that's
sister,
how your house became the hangout. Mom's at work.
yeah, mom's. I used to have
coming to the house.
young,
Yeah,
too, like at
yeah.
14, and shit like that. But yeah, and then I'll get into like a little more about my sisters kind of being moms and shit. But with pops, it was just like, it was just there was just never love, fool. Like I'm pretty sure he tried, but I can't remember when he kissed me on my forehead or told me that he loved me for, at least from what I can remember. Like I'm telling you, you're deported in and out. You're around for a year, but
Have you ever talked to him or told him how you felt? Have you ever actually like let him know the real?
not really, bro.
No?
Not really. So the last time I saw my dad, I was 12.
Okay.
Like 12, 13.
Okay.
He was already at the lowest you could ever be. And he got in my mom's face. And my dad was, one thing my dad was never, I'm pretty sure he put my mom through a lot of mental abuse just by the fact that you're a drug addict and she still loves you and holding you down and you being deported, her borrowing money. My mom said that she used to like, I'm pretty sure she never really showed it. I mean, she did, but I remember I always tell my mom, she'll like, now that I make money, I'm blessed. She used to be like, damn, you guys used to get mad at me because I couldn't give you $5, but she generally couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, she was fucking paying off all these people because she brought the father of her kids back home from Mexico, had to pay the coyote. Like, it was, I could only imagine, bro, trying to raise 4 kids. We need school supplies. We want new shoes. We want to shit fucking
like a
shampoo.
lot of stuff y'all wanted, yeah.
Shampoo, toilet, food, all that adds up. You know what I mean? The rent, the light bill, our phone bills, you know? So I never understood. Now that I get older, I definitely try to pay it back as much as I can. But
So personally, you've always, in the back of your mind, you just always had that personal thing when it came to pops. Like,
yeah, like there was just never a relationship, and I'm not mad at him. I was for a very long time. Like
Yeah.
I don't talk about it because I'm the type to laugh at my pain. and I think that's probably what makes me stand out a lot on this path to
And you
being
say
a
you used to be
comedian.
mad at one point?
Yeah, I definitely
Teenager dad?
Yeah, I was like, cause I never had a dad, bro. Like I
Okay.
can't be like, how was like, you're a drug addict, you're in and out. Like I don't know how it feels like.
Were you disrespectful? Like if he be like, "Hey, go do this," you be like, "Fuck you!" Like,
No,
go do it yourself.
I never like. I definitely did like a.
Because he would
maybe,
discipline you?
But yeah, he definitely whooped our ass.
Okay.
Definitely whooped our. My
Okay.
older sister used to get her ass beat. Fool,
Yeah.
with like cables, like bah. But she was bad as fuck, and they just come from a generation where that was, like. I feel like a lot of kids need their ass whooped by their parents because damn, I definitely deserved it. You know
Okay.
what I mean? But
Okay.
yeah, he never laid hands on my mom once.
That's good.
And that's something I definitely got to give him credit for. Like, but he was definitely, I'm pretty sure he caused a lot of emotional pain and
Yes.
and mental
stress,
abuse.
yes.
To this day, my mom talks very highly of him. She
Okay.
loved him.
Okay.
They were together
Okay.
for a very long time. If he was okay, I probably would have lived in a perfect world where my mom and my dad would still be together.
Okay.
But it just, things happen. But
Where is he now?
so my dad, so actually, so the last time I see my dad was when I was 12.
Okay.
He got in my mom's face. That's the first time I feel like I became like kind of like a young adult.
You stood up to
so
him?
I got in his face, and he reacted, but then he kind of like snapped out of it.
He caught himself.
He caught himself, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on with me?" He ran out, and that was the last time I saw him.
What you tell him?
I didn't say anything, but I was like, "You just not finna hit her," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seemed like it was gonna happen.
Okay.
And
You got in between in
yeah,
the
I got
middle
in
of them?
between, and my mom kind of didn't like. She like told me to move, but it was like, I think my mom was fed up. He was like at his lowest he's ever been. He probably didn't sleep for like 3 weeks. And when I say 3 weeks, you guys, that's a real thing. OG, so
Yes,
you know
yes.
how many crackheads you know
Oh,
or
yeah,
crystal
man.
meth heads
Oh, yeah,
that bro,
yes.
they don't. And when you don't
Days,
sleep that
weeks,
long, your
yeah.
emotions, your body needs rest. And
They
that
just shut
was
down
probably
on
his
you.
breaking point. And and that was the last time I saw him for years. He ended up going back to. He got caught. I think if I'm not too, I don't know the specifics, but he got caught, and then he went back to Mexico City, which is where him and my mom are from.
Okay.
And he was there for a while, but he was doing hella bad. At the moment we're all growing up, we're still making. And for a couple years, it was like there was no relation. I didn't talk to him. He never asked for me when he did call. He was still on drugs. My dad never got sober from when he left when I was 12 till now. So he's been an addict.
So right now to
So
this day.
my dad's probably been an addict for almost 23, 22 years and has never been sober. Probably the longest he's been sober is if he was like in a little rehab for 3 to 4 months or 6 months.
It would help?
So let's just,
Have you ever considered trying to help him? Or you just over it?
So I saw him again
Okay.
when I turned and I'm trying to give you the timeline so I can
Understood.
speed you up. So
Yes.
so I saw him again when I was around 18, 19.
Okay.
And you don't have a phone, he's homeless. So he ended up from Mexico City. So Mexico City's far from here. So he ended up going to Mexico City, and then he ended up just traveling to Tijuana one day, which TJ, if you guys know, TJ's only 2 hours from LA.
Yes.
His excuse was he wanted to be closer to us, but if we're being honest, you're by the border, the drugs, like it was easier to get the drug he wanted there.
Right there.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you live in Glendale, you don't want to live in Glendale because there's probably more dope dealers by fucking, I don't know, by Skid Row or downtown, you know what I mean? So it was kind of a situation like that. So he ended up moving to Tijuana. Like I said, he never asked for me, talked to me, but me and my sister that's only a couple years older than me, the closest one to me, we're the only ones that are citizens. We were born in America. My two older sisters, they were raised here, but weren't born here.
Okay.
So they're unfortunate. Not unfortunate, they're blessed, but they don't have the luxury of going to go see my dad. So me and my friends would do spontaneous shit and just go to TJ one day. And we went to TJ one day, me and my homies, and I told my sister, like, oh, tell him I'm here, like we could meet up. I want to go look for him where I usually
See
go.
him at?
Yeah, and I want to go look, and we couldn't find him. I couldn't find him, and then my phone rang randomly when we're already leaving to the car. We're like in the middle of Tijuana, like it's crowded, it's packed, and he's like, "Where you at?" But like in Spanish, but he's like fuck, ¿dónde estás? And I'm like, oh, aquí estoy para la catedral. It's like a Catholic church, like the cathedral.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, wait. He's like, espérame al frente, like, espérame al frente, which means like wait in the front. And I waited, and then I seen him, and I bursted into tears. I don't know why, because, you know, at this point, I still hate you. You know what I mean? There was times where we would get drunk as a family, and my sisters would get mad at my sister. My older sister has a very loving and deep relationship with him. You know?
Okay.
That's her world. So she would get mad at us because we don't love him the same. But then she
don't understand like how
she
y'all
had to
feel.
Understand that we didn't have the luxury she had with him.
And she had a one-on-one relationship
and
with
they
him.
had maybe they even had like a street bond. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
my dad was gangster fool. He was with it, like
For sure.
You know what I mean? My dad probably did a lot of things that he's paying his sins for now. You know what I mean? And different people pay him a different ways, and my dad probably way just had to be with suffering. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But they had a really dope relationship, and you know, to her it was just frustrating that we didn't love him the same. So the first time I seen him, I definitely cried. So I was like 12 when I last saw him. I was like 18, 19 now. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
did he embrace you? Oh, y'all just shook hands?
He didn't even do that. He's like just walk with me, and he tapped me like kind of like on my lower back, kind of was just like, cause yeah, he was just telling me like, fool, don't cry, like no llores way, like. But my dad's homeless, like, fool, I'm seeing my dad with like, my dad's like 5'4", 5'5" maybe. And he's wearing like a 7X. He has no socks. His shoes are like, you know, the homeless when their tongue is touching the front of the shoes.
Yeah, yes.
He looks dirty. And my dad was the fool that like always clean. Make sure he shower. Always have a haircut.
Sharp. And then to see him like that.
Seeing him like
so
that.
you think that's what made you bust into
Definitely
tears,
broke
seeing
my
him
heart.
like that?
I think I got a picture. I'm gonna try to. He passed my phone. I'm gonna show you a picture of how it looked. But yeah, it was definitely bad, bro. I cried. I was the first one to see him. No, actually, I could be wrong. I think my sister went to go see him when he was in the rehab for a little bit, and then I went to go see him. But
he got it together when he was in the rehab.
Yeah, but he only got it together because he's in there. He didn't get it together because he wanted
to.
Yeah, he got it. He got it together because he had no choice. I think in TJ they have like a program where they see like a drug addict, they pick him up, and then they like force you to be in a rehab.
Okay.
And yeah, bro, it was one of those things where it was like, whoa, like. And I was with all my best friends. I wasn't even with my sisters. I was with all my homies.
Did you feel any kind of way? Do they know your dad?
No, none of them met him. Only like my childhood friends that I grew up on the block with, they knew my dad. Like,
did you feel any kind of way, like embarrassed?
Nah, because me and my man, I'm very blessed. One thing about me and my homies and my sisters,
they understood.
Too, my homies are like my world. My homegirls and my homies that I've had a relationship with since like the 9th, 10th grade.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for a picture for you. We're so this is the first time I saw him. So I already had like my own merch company. So I could have been like 19, bro. That's the first time I saw my dad.
Let me see. Oh wow.
He looks crazy, right?
Wow. Yeah, you could tell he going through it, man.
So that's the first time I saw my dad. And
you always been bigger than him like that too?
Obviously. But,
so when he got up in Mom's face, I could see you how you say you stood up.
Yeah,
my
dad
like I ain't going for it today.
Yeah, my dad was always with it. That's kind of where I got my energy. Where I don't give a fuck how big you are.
Yeah, Mando.
Yeah. So I definitely cried. You could kind of see it in this picture. This actually could kind of be. This might be like the second time I saw him.
Okay.
Because I went back after. Like I was like, but the first time. Like you could kind of see me crying. I wish I could find a picture, but I don't think I have it. But the first time I have him, see, this was when I had my merch already. So maybe the first time I saw him again was when I was like 18.
Oh, well, yeah,
maybe
you
like
said
18,
that. You was
turning 19.
Okay.
So this was probably when I went back when I was like in the end of 19, maybe turning 20. So yeah, man, it definitely sucked, bro. It definitely was like, damn, that's fucked up. I remember
you didn't talk to him, like
we
you
talked.
didn't ask him why you don't get it together, like you don't want to keep seeing him like this, or
honestly,
you didn't care.
Honestly, I understood. At that point, I was it's fucked up, but I already understood. I was over, like not over it, but I understood that's what he wanted. There was nothing like if your favorite daughter's begging you and you're not listening, you didn't give a fuck about me, so you're definitely not listening.
Damn sure not
so
listen to you,
all I could do is give you advice, and that's
and
crazy.
You did what you tell him.
So the first time I saw him, I cried. We talked. we didn't have a lot of clothes. We just went like on some rush shit.
Okay.
And shout out my homies, man. My homies took off their sweaters and gave it to him. Shout out, I don't want to miss out on the two of the homies, but it was like the homie Betix. He took off his hoodie and gave it to my dad. It was cold, bro. It was cold. He took off his hoodie, gave it to my dad.
Wow.
I cried, bro. I cried the whole car ride back from TJ all the way to LA. I just sat there and played
Because you care, but it just
I cared,
it bothers you that
I try to give him some money. Even like my even like my homies,
yes,
they gave him like the money, like just little shit, fool, little shit.
So you didn't give him nothing?
But I cried. I did whatever I
Okay.
at the moment I'm working at Pollo Loco.
Okay.
So I don't even have enough.
You didn't have
I don't
especially working.
Yeah, I worked at Pollo Loco on Crenshaw Vernon. They was not paying me good, you know what I mean? But I definitely was fucking like, bro, like, I mean, shit, you know what I mean? What the fuck can I do, you know what I mean? So,
you plan on going to see him again? Or?
We left, and then the second time I went back around,
okay,
we went to go eat, and this time it was just me, the homie Junior, Maria, and the homie Beto and Andy. So only 5 of us, and we went to go eat.
That's cool.
We want to go eat. We bonded a little bit. He tried to talk, but he's so drugged out that he can't even look me in the eye. But he ate his 4 fish tacos in the random TJ.
He felt shameful, huh?
Maybe not shameful, but he was
just you seeing him like that. Like,
yeah, he was probably like, "Fuck, fool, I'm dirty. Like, this is my son. He gotta come feed me." He took me to his room, and it was like the bathroom was next to the. Oh, it was nasty. Like I didn't want to sit down. This is my pops' low. He pays like whatever X amount a day that he has to pay, or however he gets his money. We definitely send him money, and I'll get more into that. But he took me to his room. It was musty. Like it was fucking. There was flies and there was fucking.
But you can't expect it to be clean if he's living this lifestyle.
But he's in the middle of TJ. It's grimy. Like it's dirty.
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
And if he's not, and he's only there maybe once, every like 6 months. But at the moment he had it. I think my sister that sent him some money. But it was, and we talked, and I told him like, "Fool, how do you like living like this?" Like my grandma, which my grandma has like property out there. My mom's mom. She loves my mom, so she loves my dad. And then she was like, she knows them since they were kids. They obviously got together at a very young age. They got married hella young. They married them in Mexico. Like, my grandpa came to my grandma's house and was like, if they don't get married, well, then your daughter could keep the baby by herself. You know, it's a real Mexican tradition. Like, I think my grandpa, I think my dad's mom got kidnapped by his dad. Not like kidnapped, but it was like it's a normal thing.
Get married.
If you're Latino, like, I think that fool kidnapped my grandma, and they were happily in love with each other. But I'm like, wait, you kidnapped my grandma, dog? Like, it's crazy. But in the '60s, maybe '50s to '40s in Mexico,
that's how they did it. Huh?
That was wild. Fool.
So
like,
just like in the caveman days, they used the sledgehammer.
I'm like, you just kidnapping this shit. But so they got married very young. But she told us, like, if your dad comes back and he could have a room. My grandma's a very emotional person. My mom's mom. He could have a room. You guys could pay me $100 a month, and I'm like, that's $20, $25 from all of us a month. Like we could do that. You know what I mean?
Easy.
I'm like, and shit like that. Yeah, and then for a while we tried to go see him. It was just like he doesn't have a phone, so and he's down bad sometimes. So I would just go back to the place. I would always just I just look for him. I just try to look for him. I kind of know like the street he be on, or like the little it's damn near like a hostel, And I'll go ask, I'll say his name. They be remembering him, and nothing back and forth. The last time I tried to go look for him was a couple months back, 2022. It was not a success. He had called my sisters about his hand kind of got burned, and we tried to look for him. I bought him clothes, everything. He's called and asked me, but I talked to him. I was like, "Hey, it's cool, bro. Like." I'm like, fool, I make money now. I'm like, if only you knew what I do now, like I'm like, shit. But something I left out from the first time I seen him was, like I said, my dad loved his girls to death, and he always wanted grandchildren, a granddaughter. That was like his goal. Like, I want a granddaughter. And so when he saw me, he didn't cry. When he saw my sisters, he damn near just maybe went like a, when fools is too cool to cry, he damn near did like a Like my dad was always too cool. Like, and my niece was a baby at the moment, maybe 2, 3, and I was like, oh look, Angelina, that's my niece, and I'm on FaceTime. So he hasn't FaceTimed us, you know what I mean? And I put her on a FaceTime, and he like looked, and then she's kind of like confused, like, who are you, fool? Like, you know, she's like looking into the phone, and then my sister, the middle sister, she's the one with the girl. She has 2 girls now, but she's the one with the girl. She's like, cause I FaceTime my older sister, and she has a boy, and my dad was like, but then I FaceTime my sister, and she showed them her daughter. And he damn near like, when you don't want to cry, but you pick up your shirt and you know this shit. So he definitely he did some shit like that, and he's like, and he kind of like
he got his wish.
Oh, he
wanted a granddaughter.
No, he was mad at himself. Cause she looks exactly like my mom, and my mom was the love, but he was mad at himself. Like he was like, fuck. Like he just kept telling himself, fuck. But just quietly to himself though. But I'm paying attention to his body language and his face, and he's frustrated, fool. He's like, there's no fucking way. Like he's tripping, like, man, like you're mad at yourself. He's like, he's angry, fool. Like I something that I always wanted is here, and I'm fucking and I fucked myself off. I'm here homeless, and I'm a bum, and I smell, and I'm a fucking drug addict for fucking X amount of years, and fuck, like you could tell him, I could see it in his face.
It was eating him up.
It was fucking him up. It was bad, and I think at some point, maybe right there and there, I could have been like, fool, let's go.
Why you didn't?
Because he can't come back.
Oh, he can't come back. Okay.
Yeah, he's
okay.
So I'm like, fool, like I'm like, we'll figure out. I'm telling you, we're out broke at the moment. I'm like, we'll figure out to get 2 plane tickets to Mexico City, and me and you right now, we go, and fucking we get on this plane, and I'm bummy. I'm only have one flight. We only came for a couple hours from LA, or maybe like over the night, and we just ended up brushing our whatever. I'm like, and you get sober over there, and we'll bring her over here. Well, you'll meet her. Me and Cookie, which is my sister that's closer to my age, we'll fly out with the babies, and you'll meet the babies.
What did he say?
And he was like, nah, he just didn't respond. You know, he's out of it. He
was still stunned.
Just the picture kind of fucked him up, though. The video, the FaceTime where a little girl, a little baby that looks exactly like the lady you once loved is kind of looking into the camera like, I think it fucked him up that she didn't know who he was. And he was fucked. Yeah, he was like, man.
That ate him up.
She kind of like looked at the phone and looked away, and then looked again, and then was like, toys, you know what I mean? But it fucked him up bad. And that happened. We talked to him for a couple years. Obviously my career has taken off from then. I'm blessed. I'm there for my family.
Yes.
All my sisters are very well on their own, but if they need me, I'm there.
You're right there. Okay.
But I've talked to him. I offered him. I told him that.
So you've talked to him recently?
No. So unfortunately, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, you guys. We filming this on the 4th. On the 6th, me and my sister. So we haven't heard from him in like 5 to 6 months, almost 4 months, maybe 4 to 5 months. Mm-hmm. And so we send money, and he never missed out on the money that he had to get because obviously that's how he lives. Us sending him money.
Yes.
So we haven't heard from him. We definitely think he's dead. My sister went recently in November.
You say you think he's dead?
Yeah, we think he's dead. But TJ's such a crazy place where they can't identify everything, and sometimes things happen. So actually, I've been busy, but I've also been avoiding it. But we definitely think he's dead.
Do you plan on going out there to at least?
So I'm going out there on Friday, actually.
Friday?
I'm going out there this Friday. So me and my sister could get a DNA test. And if there's like a body that's probably been burnt up or they just couldn't identify, that's how they'll identify it by our DNAs.
Okay.
But it's just it's crazy, but I'm glad, bro. Like if he is, bro, I'm like, it sounds fucked up, you guys, but like if he's dead, I'm happy. I'm okay.
Didn't see him suffering on drugs?
Because he's not suffering no more, and And I think we're all in peace now. I don't talk about it much, and some days I do forget, dog.
And what if he's alive?
Yeah, some days I do forget, but some days I don't think about him at all. But some days I think about him all day, where I'm like, damn, what if this fool's dead right now? Or when it's raining hard, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
being
where
out
is this
there.
fool sleeping right now? And lately I've been so busy with work this last year that but for the last couple of months, it's definitely been behind my head every day. Like, I'm like, fuck, what if he's dead?
But from y'all not having a relationship, do you feel you held a grudge against him? Something
For
personal?
a little while,
for a
but I
long
forgave
time?
him. I forgave him on my own, bro. He doesn't
told
have
him
to
that?
know it. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I never told him, like, but
I forgive you.
but I think little by little, when we talked,
You could tell.
I used to be like, you're good, you're okay. He would go with the conversation and then ask for money. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay because if I could go fuck off and spend $600 on
least
shoes,
you know it's going
I'm
to-
like, if I could send you whatever I can, it's cool. And and even before now that he's missing, I used to be like, fool, get it together, fool. I'll pay everything. I'll pay your rent. I'm like, you don't gotta work, fool. I'll pay for your abuse. I'll pay for your abuse as long as you're around family. I'm like, go be a drug addict in Mexico City, and me and my sisters will pay for your abuse, dog. You don't gotta work. We'll send you $300 a month. And you don't gotta live. You're living rent free in a house. We'll pay for your crystal meth, fool. Just go fuck it off where we at least know if we need to find you, we're gonna find you.
Okay.
And obviously that didn't happen, and he's been missing for about 4 to 5 months. My sister went to go look for him not so long ago. She spent around 2 days in Mexico City.
Y'all, and people know his name out there, so y'all asking people.
But it's just such a big, such a big
It's gonna
city.
be hard, yes.
That
Yeah.
like a big state. Tijuana's like just such a huge
Yes.
thing. But and he's like, man, if you go to TJ, you been to TJ before?
Yeah,
OG Suicide?
yes.
You know, it's homeless
Yes.
everywhere. My dad looks like
Yes.
any other person.
Oh, wow.
And when me and my friends want to go look for him earlier in the year, we unfortunately couldn't find him. And then me and then my sister went recently, and they went to like police station, just put in a report to see if they, just a missing person report. They've been to fucking they went to like the morgues where the dead bodies are. You know, my sister said there was like booklets of like just dead people, and she had to look. They didn't find them there, but they were like, sometimes we can't identify bodies, so you definitely got
DNA.
Like, DNA. So I'm gonna go do that this
Friday. You going?
I was kind of not avoiding it, but
Why?
you
Don't you want to know?
I do want to know. So I finally like encouraged. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, let's just go. You know
At
what I
least
mean?
you'll know you have closure for that.
Let's get it over with. You know what I mean? The month of December, I was hella busy. I was like filming the gang and shit. I had a live show with the Brown Bag. So I was just focused on shit, and I'm like, bro, I gotta pay my bills too. Like, I can't just leave. Like, if I don't work, I don't get sick days. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get paid. So, which is not an excuse, but I was kind of avoiding it. You know,
Because I was finna say that's kind of sound like an excuse.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
okay.
it was definitely an excuse. I was definitely making up excuses.
Yeah, that's your excuse for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely
I wouldn't finna let that one slide. I'm gonna say fuck all that. One day ain't gonna break you.
Yeah. So I was definitely making up excuses.
Okay.
And I understood that, but
It's like one of those things you feel like you don't want to know, or do you want to know?
I do want to know. I just don't want to. I don't want to be the news giver.
Okay, you
Like-
don't want to be the person come back with it.
Yeah,
and be like,
because then it's like
it's true.
Yeah, but I'll be okay with it, fool. Like, so I'm okay. Like, if that happens, we'll all be in peace. And what's crazy, dog, is that like the last 2 months, bro, my mom has fool, and we're very religious people. Like, my mom's a very religious lady. I don't go to church, like, not crazy, but I definitely believe in God and the Virgin Mary. But man, I dreamt about my dad in the last 2 months. All my sisters have. My sister that was the least closest to him
Dreamed about him.
crazy. Like, my mom recently, a week ago.
He's trying to let y'all know.
No, my mom recently, like a week ago, dreamt about him where he was like standing, and my mom was asking her, like, mom, I swear to God
I believe you.
I swear to God, my mom was just like, where are you? Like, we're looking for you. And he was just staring at my mom. Like, and it wasn't like my mom was like, he just stared at me. And it was a trip. So my mom's like, with my sisters, I avoid the conversation, but my mom, like, she knows she's allowed to tell me anything.
Since y'all didn't go see him, he came to see y'all.
Yeah, she's like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
She's like, you gotta go. And I was like, fuck, okay. And then I swear to God, I planned this shit on Tuesday. Like yesterday, I was like, Cookie, let's just go. And she's like, okay.
That's good, man.
And I'm like, let's just go get it over with and whatever the news is. And I mean, if God blessed him enough to where he's alive and he's just missing, which I honestly doubt though. I if I'm being honest, I just honestly, but I'll be okay with that, man. And who knows, maybe it just grows our family stronger. And shit, even who knows, man, if I have a son, I might name him after that fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be good.
I'm pretty sure if my sisters have babies, they're definitely gonna name him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But overall, he tried, bro, but drugs got the best of him for
sure.
X amount of years, and fuck it.
Let's say if you go out there and y'all do find him, then what?
Then shit, we gonna try our best. You know what I mean? That's all I can say because we've tried over years.
But you're not gonna give up on him.
But nah, I'm at the age where I could probably talk to him a little better. You know, I just sat down with Suicide. I probably know how to get around him a little more. But I mean, shit, it's one of those things where you can't always change a person. You could try your best, but I can't be in TJ holding your hand all day.
Yeah, you can't.
Like I gotta come back and
get
be
to
with
the
my mom.
bag,
You know what I mean? I gotta make ends meet somehow. I
Yes.
want to buy a house this year. I want to fucking do cool shit like that.
You will.
You know, I would appreciate you.
You're going to.
Appreciate you.
You're going to claim it.
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to. We're gonna buy a house this year.
You deserve it.
You know what I mean? I want to be the person to be that person for my family. And if he is
you're gonna be an example.
Hell yeah, man. And if he is there, shit, I'm gonna come
Are you
back.
a junior? Are you named after him?
No, I'm not named after him.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not named. He didn't like his real name. He didn't like his real name. He just didn't like it. So I was like, fool, you don't like your real name? Okay. Like, fools be hella excessive about the shit. But like, but if he is dead, I'm definitely gonna come back and be there for my sisters. I'm definitely gonna be. I'm gonna come like if that's what happens.
Yes.
If that's the result of him being dead.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna come back and be there for him and support him and support my family, love him to death, support my sisters. I know we're gonna have to get money together to do the burying and to fucking the churches. If that's the case, you know, God bless. But I think that's just me personally.
Okay.
I think that's what's
like
gonna
your
be
gut feeling.
You know what I mean? I think that is a gut feeling, and we just gotta go get the DNA, which is a process too. It's like fuck, but it's for. I gotta understand that I'm doing it for my sisters and my mom and his family.
Yeah, and I'm glad you stopped delaying and shit. And
I was definitely being a bitch, OG Suicide. No cap. I was definitely not wanting to go.
Because you was holding a grudge.
Yeah, but I also don't want to like, fuck. I was like, do I really want to be that person? But I ain't gonna lie, overall my life.
But you're the man of the house now.
Yeah, exactly.
You, the person that holds down the family. You know what I mean? The man of the family. You know?
Man. I'm definitely somebody that, even though I'm like younger, I know my sisters know that they could depend on me, and that feels good. Man, but overall, OG Suicide, I'm very blessed with like a loving family. Like,
that's good.
Man, I had a lot of other men that were there for me. Shout out my Tío Rana. I don't give him a lot of credit. My Tío David, he was, and he's not even like my blood uncle. He's married to my mom's sister.
Okay.
He's been with her, but he
still looked out for you. He embraced you.
Loved me to death, man. He cared about me. He showed me hella love.
He was a father figure to you?
Maybe not like
uncle.
Like an uncle, but he definitely showed me what it was to feel love. Like right now, he sees me. He's like my favorite uncle. Like I could tell him anything, he'll understand me. Like I smoked my first cigarette with him, but he knew that like I couldn't smoke weed.
How old was you?
I was like 15. I was like, yo.
You're like, let me hit that.
Yeah. He definitely taught me what hard work is. He showed me what hard work is. So did my mom, but he told me how I was. He showed me how to hold on a family, bro.
That's right.
He showed me how to hold on a family, how to love your kids.
Did you ever tell him you ever thank him?
I just saw him love, but I'm pretty sure one day.
You don't ever say thank you?
I definitely just
like, hey, I appreciate you showing me. You know what you showed me is no, but do you have to say it?
Yeah. No, I've never said
can't
it.
go off of assumptions. He knows. I show him love. No, you need to tell a person. You know, sometimes you got to express that. You know what? I ain't never told you this, but I just want to tell you, man, you was really in my corner, man, as an uncle with me coming up, man, and you know.
Yeah, he's definitely. He gave me my first job.
See what I'm? And you still ain't never said thank you.
He knows. I express.
You can't be holding a grudge with him.
No.
What the fuck?
I love him to death.
Okay.
But I definitely show him love in a different way. Like he knows. Like all my other uncles is like, what's up? Like, what's up, Theo? But with him, it's like, Theo, and I hug him, and he kisses me in the cheek.
You don't like to say thank you?
No, I just haven't said it.
You keep jumping around that shit.
I just haven't said it. I ain't gonna lie, I
like
haven't
a jumping
said it.
bean and shit.
But I think he knows it by the way I just recently got a billboard. I called him and I texted him the address.
That's tight.
And I was like, Theo,
he
look.
went and checked it out.
And he called me. He's like, mijo, I saw it. I, like in Spanish, he's like, oh, lo vi. Good shit, mijo, good shit. Like, está bien. And then he came to my soul.
And that was your time when you're supposed to be like, man, thank you, man.
I
Because
know.
if you hadn't have been an uncle to me,
Suicide make me
man,
feel like shit.
if you hadn't have been an uncle to me, man, I mean, it really helped you.
No, it did. He did.
Because mom always was there.
Yeah.
Since day one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He definitely didn't have to be there.
But that little extra, he gave you your first job.
Yeah, he gave me my first job when I was like 9, 10 maybe.
See what I'm saying? Your
selling
first
bread or
job.
some shit.
But still.
But also, he met my dad previous to the drugs, and him and my dad were like best of friends. So he got with so my dad was his homie, and he got with his homie's girl's sister, which is my aunt. So it was like they built a really dope relationship, and
So him and Pops was cool?
Him and Pops were hella cool. And my other uncle, which is my mom's brother, when he first came to America, he came with my mom.
Oh, okay.
And so and he's younger than my mom. He's like the baby of their family.
Oh, wow.
So my dad definitely took him under his wing. So my dad is loved by everybody. I have a god sister. She's my blood cousin too, but she's mom's her godmother.
Yeah.
And she cries about my dad all the time. I'd be like, why are you crying, fool? Like, I be getting frustrated because I'm like, let's just stop this crying shit. But I feel that's like emotion. We get drunk, they play his favorite song and shit. But they all love him to death. Like my aunt and my uncle, the one I told you, my mom's little brother.
That's tight.
They love my dad to death. They always, like them and my sisters be like sitting in circles and crying. And then me and my sister that kind of went through it a little more in the household, we'd be like, oh, fucking crybabies. But I totally understand.
Why y'all feel that way? Y'all didn't feel the love that they got.
Yeah. But
he fuck that shit.
Yeah, like that crying boo-hoo shit. But it's just, it's one of those.
Okay, you say you didn't feel that love, right? But you felt the love from the uncle.
And I haven't
thanked him. And you said, man, thank you.
Yeah, man.
How the fuck did that work?
I'm a piece of shit, OG.
You're a piece of shit.
Nah, but I've definitely expressed my feeling to him. I
For sure, that's cool.
And that's
you said you didn't. You did or you didn't?
No. I've expressed my feelings in a sense to where
no, it's verbally. Have you ever said?
No, I've never.
Thank you.
I'm trying to.
Well, next time I see you, hey OG, you know what? I talked to my uncle, man. I said, hey fool, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely. I definitely.
Thank you for that first cigarette too.
Yeah. Thank you for the first cigarette. Thank you for the first Marlboro Red. Nah, but it was just one of those things where it was like even my mom always thanks them when we're in family because. Summer, so he has a son, which is my cousin Chino.
Okay,
love my cousin to death. We grew separate just because of I decided to tag and get drunk and shit like that. But we've always been hella close. Whenever I see my boy cousins, because we're a family of girls.
Okay,
so it's like we're outnumbered by crazy.
So when y'all see
one of the
bros
cool.
like a mirage, huh? Ooh,
yeah, man,
what up, cuzzo?
Man, shout out my cousin Chino, Adrian.
That's what's up.
David, Jesse, me, Jesse, and Chino. We're kind of separate from each other.
Don't forget to shout your uncle out.
Yeah, shout out my uncle. but we're just hella close. We spent a lot of time at my tia's house in East LA in City Terrace. Shout out City Terrace, lovely city. Had a lot of good summers there.
Okay.
But I would just spend time with them, and my cousin Chino. Other than growing up with my friends on the block where I grew up, I spent a lot of time with my cousin Chino, soccer, football.
That's what's up.
Doing stupid shit. Me, him, and my cousin Jesse. A lot of FIFA. So I have a lot of dope. That's why I said I'm very blessed. I was blessed with a very loving family. My tia loves me to death. She'll call me. That's my mom's little baby sister.
Okay.
So she loves my mom to death. She loves me and my sisters. That's my favorite. They know it. Her and my uncle, the one thing they do know is that they're my favorite. I love them to death. I care about them. I make sure I don't express it by saying thank you, but I'll be like, Tia.
It's all good.
And I hug him hella hard.
Yeah,
and
the emotions, the actions.
Facts.
Okay.
Love him to death.
And I'm glad, man, you really gonna go ahead and go do that, man, just to see, man, where your pops at, man.
Yeah, man, I'm doing it. Cause even when my mom was telling me, I didn't shut her off, but I was like, I'm not trying to hear that shit right now. And me and my mom definitely had a little argument about it. But it was also one of those things where I was just
when she was telling you to go?
She was like, you gotta go. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to hear this shit.
I didn't want to hear that shit.
And I said,
was you being disrespectful?
I wasn't being disrespectful, but I definitely raise my voice when she was just
Okay, you
trying to
can't
be
be being disrespectful to moms, man.
nah,
I'm gonna take you outside the back.
No, I wasn't disrespectful, but it was
Okay.
definitely
No,
like
I get it.
like an argument. We
But
had
I'm glad you're doing it.
yeah, we had a discussion, and then
And what'd
even
she
like
say?
and when I told her we're gonna do it, she texted me like because she was like, okay, bye. She's like, okay, good. She's like, just let us know if you need anything and shit like that. I was like, it's good.
Look at that.
But also my family kind of out that it's not easy doing all this shit. Just me and my sister, we're blessed to be born here, so we're allowed to travel and cross the border. So I know how frustrating it could be for my sisters that can't do that because it's like, fuck, we'll just go do it if you guys are complaining. But
And this your sister that's closer to your age?
yeah, but me and her,
So the two that felt like they wasn't loved is
so,
on a journey.
So the two that wasn't loved
yeah, it's
gotta
on
do
a
the
journey.
most shit.
Yeah,
so
that's
you get
right.
what I'm- So it could
Do
be
that.
complicated.
Do that.
Yeah, so we're doing it, but we understand that it's not our job. Like if I was a real life piece of shit, I don't
understood.
But we understand that, you know what, let's go do this. And me and my sister are doing it.
Well,
and
you're not a real live piece of shit. I mean,
when I
it took
say
you
piece of
time.
shit,
It took you time to go do the shit. You
yeah,
kept putting it off,
yeah.
but
I
you're
was-
getting it done now.
Yeah, man, we're getting it done, and you
That's
know,
what's up, family.
You know, shit, we hope for the best results, and
That's what's up.
whatever comes out of it, I know we're gonna be okay, and
That's what's up.
we're gonna figure it out. But
How you feel right now?
I feel good, man.
Feel relieved?
I'm blessed.
Feel relieved, loved one?
I feel good. I think after Friday, I'm gonna be okay.
Okay.
I just at least like just weight off my shoulder and
There it
just,
is there. And then it's
and
back.
just get a chill, and then whatever process we gotta take, and whatever we gotta do. I've never lost a parent. I mean, I've lost one emotionally. I've lost one with an absence, but a dead one, I've never had one. I've lost best friends of mine.
Yes.
And that hurt like crazy, and I cried and I boo-hooed and I screamed and
Oh, yeah.
I was mad, and that shit broke my heart, and I thought but I don't know. I know losing a parent could be different.
Yeah, like Miss
and,
Price, she passed at 92, and I still haven't got over it.
You know what I mean?
I still
And-
tear up
and
thinking
I'm pretty
about
sure
it.
that was different.
Oh, yeah, way different.
So I'm understanding that I know it's gonna be a different type of pain, even if we didn't have a relationship.
But the key thing is you're going to do it. This OG Suicide.
Yes, sir.
OG Suicide in the building. Make sure y'all tap in every week. Keep subscribing to OG Suicide
What
in the
episode
building.
number is this?
I don't even know, to be real. Make
12?
sure you go to ogsuicideinthebuilding.com and get your merchandise.
Yes,
Once
sir.
again, this is me and my loved one right here.
Man, shout out
DoKnow.
OG Suicide, because I'm gonna give him. He's been like our therapist in this office. We fucked up. So much shit going on. Everybody in here. You feel me? I'm glad I didn't cry, so I passed. But he still got me on my show. Talking about, I don't like talking too much about my dad because I don't like the pity party because I'm okay.
Well, it's really not a pity party.
But
it's not for pity.
Yeah, no, it's just more about
It's better
expressing.
to express it and let it out.
Most definitely, but I'm definitely glad. Shout out OG Suicide. He's been holding everybody down. He always comes in here with good words of encouragement, positivity. You feel me? Fly. You know, he comes clown with us, laugh with us, and it's a good time. So make sure y'all tap in, man. I appreciate you for having me, for real.
I
Because I
appreciate
haven't
you.
gotten into too much depth of my dad, so we might have to do a part 2. Suicide.
Let's get it.
Whatever result I
Let's
get,
get
I
it.
might have to come back and cry, for real.
Well, let's get it.
Hell yeah,
For
man.
sure.
Shout out OG Suicide in the
Peace.
building. Go get your merch. Bow.